Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're at the McGinnis Reserve near Monroeville, PA. This sign might look suspiciously like the one you just saw in the last video, which was the Toma Reserve. I'm guessing they were made by similar people. This one says a donor project, but the other one was a Eagle Scout project. But I think they commissioned the same person to make this sign. So let's go up into the McGinnis Reserve. It's a mile and a half about, and see what there is to see. I can already tell this one's going to be a little more rugged than the Toma Reserve. So we're just going to take our time and make our way through this. So it's the same day as the Toma Reserve, so if I'm breathing a little heavy already, this is why. Going up, uphill. So there's two loops. It comes up to this point, and then there's a blue loop and a yellow loop. So we're gonna do the blue loop, then we're gonna do the yellow loop. This trail only got 3.1 stars on all trails because people said it's overgrown and full of ticks. So I guess we'll see. Now it's early spring, so it might not be overgrown yet, but full of ticks maybe. It's a pretty steep initial hill there. This first stretch looks to be like one giant greenway here. Goes a squirrel. I think that tree gave up. Yeah, just a big downhill to start. You see, we started on top of that hill there, so at some point we're gonna have to go back up it. Looks like I'm walking slower here because of how wide the trail is, so it gives the illusion of like we're closer than you'd think we'd be. What do you think all these 4x4s in the ground are about? Maybe a garden at some point? A tower's for the bird called the chimney swift. I'd be interested to see one going in and out of one of those at some point. I'm not sure what time they're most prevalent. Let's continue on the Blue Trail Loop. We are now off of the cleared path and down into the wood section. I can see how this gets overgrown very quickly in the summertime because it's just turning to spring and already the green is coming up all around it. Some of these trees are creaking up here. Ooh, that one is creaking. Let's get out away from that one. Usually when I think a tree's creaking, it means it's maybe dead or it's getting closer to falling. At least in my brain, that's the case. All right, we're already starting the uphill to match that downhill we did. Here we go. Cobweb here. Ugh, he's in there. Let's get around him. I don't think anybody's been back here today. Maybe in the last few days. A spider has a pretty significant cobweb spewing across the trail. A couple of them back there. Where does this go? Ah, I made a new friend. Ooh. Not too much to say about this one so far. Just heading through the woods. This is pretty. Little stream here. That was the first water I've seen on this trail, is that little stream. So, pretty fun. It's pretty dry out, actually, considering all the rain we've had. All right, doing some more uphill here. I just got a small video of one of the really big woodpeckers. I forget which one it's called, but it's like the one you'd see on the cartoons. I definitely see how this could be overgrown in the summer. Oh, I got a briar stuck to my shoe. And this tree up here with the sign on it must have came down very recently. Well, maybe not too recently, they already cut it up. Wow, it's a big uphill. I don't know if it's looking the part, but it's a pretty big uphill. It's like 75, supposed to be almost 80 degrees today. So, pretty hot. I think we started way up top there yet. There's something shiny in this tree up here. Maybe somebody's balloon that got away from them. Not sure. Can't really tell what that is. Yeah, can't really tell what that is from here. Going under some shorter vines here. Actually, I can stand up, but it's just like this nice little tree tunnel. That was cool. We're on the last steep stretch here up the hill. Finishing out this blue loop, and I think I'm gonna have the energy to do the yellow loop as well. I'm moving a little slow, but that's okay. We're back at the split for the blue and yellow loop, so now let's take the yellow loop. This is unique. Nature, you'd think someone put that up like that, but nature has made an almost right angle. Almost, it's not. But, I mean, check it out. The vines are holding it together. I don't know how the branch fell, and then the vines have it pulled up. So it's almost like a little banner holder or something. That is unique. That's something you don't see every day. I may eat my words here, but the yellow trail doesn't look to be quite as steep on the map with the contour lines, so I think we have that going for us. Almost a really nice overlook there. Ah, somebody stacked some stones here. I know some people are against stacking stones. I don't really have a preference either way. Let's add one to the tower. and on we go. This must be the actual yellow loop here. Probably go left first. So the blue trail runs down in that valley somewhere. That's where we were earlier. And now we're on top of this hill. I don't know if you heard the woodpecker in the distance. It's that big one. It's making the low sounds. That's how you know it's a bigger one, I think. The smaller ones will make a higher pitched sound when they peck the tree. Listen to that. Hear that? There's another one close. It sounds like right in front of me, but I don't see it. Maybe it'll move and give itself away. It's a big one. But where? This is a good spot. I'm not looking into the sun. I was looking for the longest time, and as soon as I started moving, he started woodpecking again. I can just find him. It's gonna drive me buggy. Maybe if I keep walking, he'll make himself known. All I can do is hear him right now. I don't think I'm gonna get that one on film, but it sounded like a big one. This big down tree here. That one's got an orange trail sign on it, but I'm on the yellow trail. See it? There's an orange trail there. What's that one about? And maybe the yellow one will go across it at some point. I got caught up in another stick again. Yeah, I see a couple orange trail markers down in there, but that's all I see is like 4 or 5 of them. They don't, well, maybe they do connect to another trail. Guess we'll have to see if I stumble upon it as we continue this one. This red one must be different. I'll put it up on the screen here. The red trail is just a shortcut to the beginning of both the yellow and blue loops in case something happens and you need to make it back to the car. So that's a very short connector, but I did want to make sure I wasn't missing out on another trail loop. Here's another down trail marker. I just realized I missed out on a geocache, so I will have to find that when I come back to this trail. But there's one near the beginning of both loops that we'll definitely want to get before we go. Oh, this is a nice view. Nice pipeline view here. Would make a good hill climb, I guess, to start at the bottom and come up it, but it's pretty hot out today, so I think I'm just going to keep following the yellow trail. Somebody's golf cart's out there, but I don't think that's a golf course. A little blurry, but golf cart way out there. Let's keep going. I think this is the yellow trail here. This one's kind of carved into the side of the mountain here. Going straight down would be a little bit steep, so there's some switchbacks here that are going to help us get down the side of this thing. We're on our 3rd or 4th switchback here, working our way back down the hillside. Yeah, up in there's the yellow trail sign where we were just a bit ago. Looks like we're gonna go back across the pipeline here. We did just sort of come down that hill anyways. We just did it through the woods, so wasn't planning on all that elevation, but there we go. We're going back uphill again. It's a pretty hilly reserve, so I'm excited to go home and map it out and see where it falls in my trail difficulty category out of all the trails that I've done so far, which is over 90 now, 90 different adventures. So most of them in Western PA, a couple in Ohio, a couple in Central and Eastern PA, and a couple in West Virginia. So if you want to see those, go to traildepth.com and you can see all the trails I've done, or on the YouTube channel here. Both are free on Trail Depth. You can see them on a map. It's kind of my version of all trails, but in my head it's a little bit different because it shows terrain of the trail every 25 feet on the map. So when you click on it, you see the parts where it goes up and down. You get all kinds of stats. You can log in, mark your own trails complete, earn little tokens along the way. So feel free to check that out. It's free, traildepth.com. See, here's the end of the red connector. If we would have taken the red trail, that would have been the shortcut if you needed to get back to the car. With my talking, I took a wrong turn back here somewhere, so I got to go find it so I can get back to the car. There we go. Going away from that ridgeline, I was like, the car is definitely not the whole way down that into that valley. So I think I found the right trail now. That big uphill I was telling you about a minute ago, looks like I did that for nothing, because as it turns out, that was the wrong path. I was re-looping the same thing I had already done. So I got off track further than I thought. Gotta get back down here. I was actually wrong again. I actually need to go back up this hill because the All Trails map, where pointing where I was incorrect. I opened the geocaching app to see if it had a better bird's eye view of my location, and it was much more clear that I needed to go back up this hill that I went up, down, and up. So I think I was going the right way, but I was looking at a map that froze on me. So the geocaching app saved me here. Okay, now I've got it for real. So I came back up that hill again. Last time I went that way. I was like, this ridgeline doesn't look right, so I started to backtrack. Went down a hill, came back up. Now I'm going this way, which is definitively back towards the car, because that's the only way left. We made it back to the spot where the blue and yellow trails meet. So now I gotta find that geocache, then we're heading on the way. I was looking on the wrong side of the trail. This one's not even 5 feet off the trail. It's just right in this tree here hiding. So I think for this one you have to lift it up and through the tree to get to. So I did manage to lift it up and out. And there's a little bit of stuff in there. Probably a log, but I just don't feel like messing with, looks like it's gonna be moldy and stuff. So I'll just put that back in the tree there. We're gonna continue on. I think somebody else is just pulling into the reserve. So perfect timing to get back to the car.